Kia ora, Level 3 Geographers. It's Whaea Ceilidh here, talking to you once again about the processes that produced the Queenstown Winter Festival. Here's a visual that I was talking about the other day. It's a view probably from up the gondola in Queenstown, overlooking the central business district of Queenstown. And the fireworks are on, and it was Friday night fireworks. I've just been reading. That's when that event was held. So this is an example of a visual you might like to put into your assignment. We're going to be looking at Task 2B today, and I'm going to be talking you through how to answer Task 2B. This came out of the hotel conversation. I'll put this link on your Google Classroom. And it's talking about Queenstown Winter Festival being a boost for tourism. And another important thing that's in this article, down the bottom, it talks about a woman called Ray Baker. Ray Baker is a woman. She is the person who is in charge of running the Queenstown Winter Festival. She has been employed as the Chief Executive of the Queenstown Winter Festival for 2018, 2019 and 2020, which of course was cancelled this year. So let's pop back to the question that you're going to be answering. Where is it? Here it is. Question 2B, it's evaluate the planning and decision making that took place for the Queenstown Winter Festival. You need to evaluate and tell me how successful or unsuccessful the planning and decision making process was. What parts worked well, what didn't work well. And you need to rank what was most important and what was least important. We're also going to think of what changes occurred, and then after that you need to make a judgment about the planning and decision making, saying what's most important and why. So this is how I'd like you to lay out your task. First of all, you're going to write a statement something like, the planning and decision-making process for the past Queenstown Winter Festivals has been, and then you decide whether it has been successful or unsuccessful. This is because, and then you're going to talk through the planning process, what worked well, go over the numbers who attended the festival, what events were popular. You need to do a wee bit of research, and I've put some links on for you to have a look through. What part of the planning process didn't work well? Well, we know that the Queenstown Winter Festival used to be a week long, and it is no longer a week long. It was too long. People couldn't stay for the whole week and stay for both weekends. It was just too much of a stretch for them to get a holiday for that long. All right, so we can talk about that. Obviously, we've got a change this year with COVID-19 and the whole festival being cancelled, and you can follow that link to read about that. It's just a statement. All right, so I would be arguing that probably the most important part of the process, the planning process, was probably the before stage. Because if you didn't plan well before the festival, it wouldn't have occurred at all, let alone run smoothly during. All right, so have a think about, and I'm really suggesting that you talk about how the before stage is the most important part of the planning. All right, the last part of this question is to justify from your perspective about the planning process. So you need to say, from my perspective, I think such and such part of the planning process is most important. You need to tell me why. All right. This is for excellence, this part here actually. You need to say, from my perspective, I think this part of the planning process was most important because. Remember, I'm wanting you to use this word a number of times. Obviously, you're going to sneak in this one as well. So process and change are really important. And if you could, in this area as well, part of this task 2, also flick in a diagram or a table or some other appropriate visual media. All right, ka kite, talk on Monday. Yes. See you next Monday. Bye-bye.